Hello YouTube and welcome back to another Dare to Game video. Today we're playing Mount & Blade Bannerlord, specifically the Realm of Thrones conversion mod for it, which brings the whole game into the Game of Thrones universe. And today we're going to be ranking the top 10 best bowmen, so the best archers that use a bow and arrow in the game. So we're going to do this just like we always do. We'll consider armor, weapons, and stats, and we'll go through it like that. So let's just start it off at number 10. So starting us off at number 10, we have an IRONBORN unit. So this is part of Westeros, the Iron Islands, and it will come from the standard troop for them, the Ironborn Deckhand. So you can recruit these basically anywhere. They have a branching troop tree, and we're going to want to go down through the middle one, the Ironborn Rower, down through the Hunter, Archer, and finally to the Veteran Bowman. As for the stats on this one, you can see there's only one, or not stats, but loadout, you can see there's one set. We have pretty dang solid armor for an archer, so offers pretty good protection, nice and comprehensive there. For our loadout, we have the Nordic Shortbow, which is pretty good, and then 2 quivers of barbed arrows, so 40 arrows total, and the Long War Sword. So we do have a melee weapon, but we also have 2 quivers of arrows. So I like to have lots of ammo as an archer, so that counts for a lot for me. For the stats on this one, we've got one-handed of 120, bow of 140, athletics of 130. So pretty solid all across the board. Nothing bad to complain about there. Nice heavy armor, so even on foot with a nice high athletics, you can use them as an infantry unit if they run out of ammo, but they have a nice high supply of ammo and a good bow, so it's not too much of a problem. So the Ironborn Veteran Bowman is definitely an excellent bowman, and it takes the number 10 best spot for all archers in the game. So let's move on to number 9. So at number 9, we have one from the Reach. So this one's in Westeros. You go to the Reach, and you go through the Reach Recruit, and then when you do the first upgrade, you go down to the TYRELL Footman, and then you go all the way down to the end, and once you get to the Man-at-Arms, you upgrade them to the House Tyrell Longbowman. And so that's obviously the name of this unit. Again, only one set, and again, very solid armor, all good stuff. We're missing shoulder armor, but what we have offers pretty excellent protection, so it's real good stuff. And then for our loadout, we have the Knightly Arming Sword, which is great, the Lowland Longbow, which is pretty dang good, and then 2 quivers of stacked bodkin arrows, so 64 arrows total, which is great. That's a lot of ammo, and with a longbow, that's very effective because we get a lot of damage there. So stat-wise for this one, we've got one-handed of 120, bow of 140, and athletics of 130. We have no shield, but we do have great armor, so even on foot with a sword, again, it's going to be a great infantry unit as a backup, but where they really shine again is just the fact that they've got great stats, a really good longbow, and lots of arrows, so they work great at siege defense, pretty dang good at assaulting castles, and if you use them correctly in the open field, they can be devastating. So the House Tyrell Longbowman takes the number 9 spot on this list and is a favorite of mine. I really enjoy them. So yeah, that's number 9. Let's move on to number 8. At number 8, we have the Dothraki BOWLORD, and so this one comes from the Dothraki Nomad basic recruit there, and then down through the Footman and the Hunter, Archer, and BOWLORD tree, so that's the path to get to it. These can be recruited anywhere in the Dothraki Sea, which is to the far east in Essos. As for our loadout here, it looks very light, but it actually offers pretty good protection, so you can see body-wise we've got 33 armor there, so despite the fact that it looks empty, it actually is not that bad. Then for our weapons, we have the Step Recurve Bow and 2 quivers of Step Arrows, so that's 48 arrows total, and the Auroch as our one-handed secondary melee weapon. So pretty solid loadout and real standard for any Dothraki troops. They're all basically the same. So for our stats of this one, one-handed of 130, bow of 140, and athletics of 130. All really good. Obviously the main area of focus is the bow stat, which is 140, which is great. We have a really good bow, 2 quivers of arrows, so plenty of ammo, and plenty of armor and a one-handed weapon and a high enough athletic skill to be good enough in melee combat if they run out of arrows or if the enemy gets too close. So nothing bad about the Dothraki BOWLORD, and they take the number 8 spot. Then at number 7, we have the second to last unit in the Reach Noble Troop Tree. So this one again is going to come from the Reach in Westeros, over in the Tyrell lands around Highgarden, and the Noble Troop Tree is recruitable from any villages bound to castles in that region. And so when you start with the Noble Son and you upgrade to the Reach Champion, which is the second to last, you get a pretty dang good archer unit. So these guys, in a similar way that the Reach Flower Knight is very unique, so are these ones as an archer unit. First of all, we've got very comprehensive plate armor, so great heavy armor there, protects them very, very well. Our loadout is very unique. We have the Billhook, which is a swingable polearm, it's really effective. Then we have the Woodland Yew-Bow, which is a great bow, and 2 quivers of stacked bodkin arrows, so 50, or, well, no, 1 of stacked bodkin arrows and 1 of lowland arrows, so we've got 32 there and 25 there. So it's weird that they've got 2 different types of arrows, but I can live with it given how weird the troop is overall. Stat-wise on this one, we have polearm of 140, bow of 140, and athletics of 140. So all very high stats across the board, and pair that with the fact that the billhook is going to be really good against infantry as well as cavalry, and the fact that we've got nice heavy armor, you've got an excellent unit. So these guys are good in the open field, they're great defending castles, and they're even pretty dang good at attacking castles. So the Reach Champion is an excellent unit and takes the number 7 spot on this list. At the number 6 spot, we have the Volantene Master Archer. So this is one from the Essos side of the map, and it's going to be down in the Volantis area. So the couple cities around Volantis and the castles around them. So this one is recruitable from the Volantene Recruit, and you go down through the Footman and then to the left through the Bowman, Archer, and Master Archer path. Pretty good armor here. It looks a little bit light on the arms, but it's actually not. It has pretty solid protection all the way around, so no real complaints there. Our loadout is the Bamboo Axe, which is actually a pretty solid weapon, the Step War Bow, which is one of the best bows in the game, and then 2 quivers of piercing arrows. So the highest damage arrows, 23 each, so 46 total. So plenty of ammunition, especially considering how good the bow is and how much damage the arrows add. As far as stats are concerned on this one-handed of 120, bow of 150, which is excellent, and athletics of 120. So again, going to be a great unit in any situation. Works excellent as an archer, which is the main intention there, and therefore is real good at siege defense or in the open field in loose formations, but also has a high enough athletics, heavy enough armor, and a good enough sword and one-handed skill to make a passable melee unit if they run out of arrows or if the enemy gets too close. So the Volantene Master Archer, again, is just going to be excellent, does really high damage, and is very versatile, so it takes the number 6 spot. At number 5, so our middle spot, we have the House Tully Longbowmen. So these ones come from the Riverlands. They are from the basic Riverlands recruit, and since we branch off right away, you want to go with the House Tully Footmen after upgrading them the first time, and then through the Soldier, Archer, and Longbowman. These ones, again, have pretty dang good armor. It looks very light, but it actually offers great protection all the way around. We have the Knightly Arming Sword, the Lowland Longbow, which is a really good weapon, and then 2 quivers of stacked bodkin arrows, so 64 arrows total, and each one offering 3 pierce, which is excellent. Pair that with the good longbow and you do a lot of damage. So here we have stats of one-handed for 120, bow of 150, which is great, and athletics of 120, which is very good. So again, excellent unit all the way around, no major weaknesses. We've got a high enough athletics, heavy enough armor, and a good enough sword and one-handed stat to make them very good up close and personal, but their main strength again is going to be at being an archer. So in the open field and defending castles with their longbow and their 64 arrows, they're deadly. So the House Tully Longbowmen are some of my favorite units in the game, and they take the number 5 spot on this list. So let's move on to number 4. And at number 4, we have a unit from the Volantis area, the TIGERCLOAK Elite. So again, these come from the noble troop tree. So in the Volantis area, you got to go to the castles and then check the villages that are bound to those castles and recruit the noble troops, and then you can upgrade them all the way to the top. But here is the second to last, the TIGERCLOAK Elite. So here we've got one that has great armor, nothing to complain about there, very heavy, very comprehensive. Our loadout is the Glaive, which is a swingable polearm, the Step Warbow, which is excellent, and then 2 quivers of piercing arrows. So 46 arrows total, each one doing 4 pierce. Pair that with the Step Warbow, which is excellent, and of course you do very high damage. Stats on this one are one-handed of 130, but that doesn't matter because we don't have a one-handed weapon. Polearm of 140, bow of 150, and athletics of 140. So excellent unit. Again, this time we don't have a sword, so up close and personal isn't as good, but the Glaive is swingable, so it can work. But they are very good against cavalry, obviously. And again, where we're going to shine is just how good they are at being archers. 2 quivers of piercing arrows is great. A great bow. We've got a bow stat of 150, so like I said, they deal high damage. They're very accurate, and they have heavy enough armor, a good enough athletic skill, and a good enough weapon and polearm stat to be passable as an infantry unit. So the TIGERCLOAK Elite is great, and they take the number 4 spot. At number 3, we have the SEALORD'S Guard, which is a Bravosi unit. So you get these from the Bravos area in northwestern Essos. So it starts with the recruit, goes down through the archer, trained archer, veteran archer, SEALORD'S Guard. Here we have great, nice, heavy armor, offers great protection. The loadout is the Step Warbow, 1 quiver of bodkin arrows, and the Fine Steel Spatha. Obviously, a good loadout here would be a lot better if we had 2 quivers of bodkin arrows. For our stats on this one-handed of 130, bow of 160, which is obviously great, and athletics of 130. So we've got a nice high bow skill here, good bow, good arrows, real high damage. Only weakness is going to be the fact that we don't have as much ammo as possible. But we do have a high athletics, heavy armor, and a good one-handed weapon and stat, so we can make it work. It works as an excellent unit, and I definitely like them a lot. lot. So that's the SEALORD'S Guard, it's Bravosi, and it takes the number 3 spot. At the number 2 spot, the runner-up, we have the Night's Watch Protector of the Realm. So this one is a Westerosi unit from the Night's Watch, so if you want to check them out, you go north of Winterfell to the Wall, and you go to the Night's Watch area. And these ones are part of their noble troop tree, so villages bound to castles is where you can recruit them. Starts with the Night's Watch Ranger recruit and makes their way up to the Night's Watch Protector of the Realm. These guys are super good. They're really, really good archers. They have great heavy armor that offers excellent protection all the way around, no real weak points, and their loadout is great. We have the broad arming sword, which is really good, the longbow, and then 2 quivers of stacked bodkin arrows, so 64 arrows doing 3 pierce damage each, paired with an excellent longbow. So very good all the way around. Really, really good archer unit. Stat-wise, we have one-handed of 210, bow of 230, so crazy high there, and athletics of 220. Hard to beat these guys. There's really only one unit in the game that does, and we'll get to that. But yeah, the Night's Watch Protector of the Realm is super good, and if you want to build up some really effective longbowmen that are good in every single situation, these ones are the ones to consider. So that's the Night's Watch Protector of the Realm. Let's move on to number 1. And finally at number 1, we have the end of the Volantene Noble Troop tree, which is the TRIARCH Guardian. And so this one is just the upgrade from the TIGERCLOAK Elite. Has basically all the same stuff going as the Elite, except we have higher stats. So we've got, again, nice solid heavy armor. We have the glaive as our melee weapon again, the step warbow, and then 2 quivers of piercing arrows. So again, 46 arrows, all doing 4 pierce damage, paired with one of the best bows in the game, and the glaive, which is a really good melee weapon. For our stats on this one, polearm of 230, bow of 240, and athletics of 220. Crazy good stats all across the board. Makes an excellent archer. All those arrows are going to be really effective. And we have a high athletics, heavy armor, and a good weapon, paired with a good polearm stat. So they also make a very good infantry unit. So the TRIARCH Guardian are the best archers overall in the entire game. And that's all I've got to say about that. So that is all 10 of the best archers, that is bow and arrow archer troop, in Mount & Blade Warband in the Realm of Thrones mod. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you found it useful, but that's all for today, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching another Dare to Game video. If you liked this video, please leave a like and a comment. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you like my content and would like to support this channel, consider becoming a member today for as little as $1.99 a month. It makes a huge difference. But in any case, thanks for watching and have a nice day. I'll see you next time.